What's going on, everyone? It's APOC, your favorite host and jealous hater, and welcome to the channel. Okay, so I know I've been uploading a lot of videos on the Jacksons of Atlanta, but like I said, man, they're the gift that just keeps on giving. There's always more to expose from these two. They just keep going. And, there's people who contact you who want to, give you some tea to expose them further. And I'm all about that life, man. And I know you guys are all about that life too, except for all the actual haters who spew nonsense like this. You see, this is actual hate. This is somebody who's actually hating on someone else. We're not hating. We're exposing people for the lames and liars that they are. And you're just upset. You're big, man, that we're exposing your favorite YouTube family. Imagine being pressed about that. I don't know what it is, man. Some supporters will just support them no matter what. I mean, Justin said so. He calls them his true supporters, the bootlickers. And then there's some who just don't want to believe it, so they just make up things. But deep down, but not actually too deep, they know the truth. And I guess they'll just have to live with or get over that their favorite YouTubers are just human garbage. But today, I wanted to dive into something that was sent my way. Now, this person wanted to remain anonymous, so that's what we're going with. But they sent me some screenshots that somebody posted about, I believe, on Facebook, exposing Justin and Mahogany's so-called church when it was, a thing, claiming some very big things. Now, I will say this to cover myself, because Justin will leech on or cling on to anything he can to try to take me down. But these screenshots are all alleged. I'm not claiming them as fact, and I don't want you to claim them as fact. Now, if you have an opinion about them, please express yourself. But I'm just reading the material, man. That's all I'm doing. But as you all should know, Justin and Mahogany had a church thing or whatever, and they called it the Anointed Place, where they do church unusually, or I don't know, their motto is weird. I don't even understand what that means. Maybe it's a church that doesn't understand scripture. I don't know. Probably. And yes, I'm still going to keep harping on that because it was just embarrassing. And Justin claiming to be a pastor should be embarrassed that he didn't even know the story of Noah and the Ark. He really should be embarrassed. That's a big O on his part. And Mahogany's too. But like I said, I got some screenshots of an ex-employee of Justin Mahogany's, apparently, that we're going to read today. Okay, let's get it. Now to begin, remember, this is apparently somebody who worked for Justin Mahogany back when they had the Anointed Place Church. And I blurred out the name or whatever. But this says, I used to work at the Anointed Place Church for summer camp. Today was my last day, and there are a lot of reasons why. Yeah. I'm sure there is, Queen. I'm sure there is a ton of reasons why. And Justin is probably one of them. Now remember, this is all alleged. I'm covering myself here because I'm not trying to catch a case too. Justin took down Spontaneous Reactions, who was doing a great job covering them. I'm not going to let him do the same thing to me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a ton of reasons why as to why this person left. I was told my personality was the reason I was let go. Oh, so they didn't actually leave. They were let go because of their personality. Now, what I will say is that does sound a lot like Justin. That sounds like something he would say to somebody who wasn't bootlicking him. But I was later told they knew I was going to make today my last day after I gave them my list of concerns, thus beating me to the punch. Oh, okay, so she was planning to just make it her last day, but then she was fired because they found out that she was going to quit because she didn't want to work there anymore, because there were a lot of concerns within that work environment. But that's really scummy to fire somebody just for concerns, but then you just label as personality. Yeah, personality as in what? Knowing right from wrong? This does sound like Justin. Which is okay, because I've seen children being treated in ways that are unacceptable. Oh boy. See, I know there's a lot of new people on my channel as of late, but if you don't know, you're gonna know now. This channel is highly dedicated to children, to exposing family vloggers and child exploitation, and to advocate for online safety and trying to make sure that children are safe. So when I see something like this about children, kids, babies being mistreated, I'm not down with that, man. I'm not down with that at all. So imagine faking a loss while also treating other people's children like crap. Again, all alleged, but still, if true, man, Justin and Mahogany take things to new levels, don't they? If true. If you have your children enrolled in the daycare or summer camp, I highly suggest removing them ASAP. This is an ex-employee. This is somebody exposing the church, saying, do not put your children in this church, in the daycare, because your children will not be taken care of. Your children will be mistreated. Your children won't be safe. And you know what? I applaud the person who made this post, exposing this church for what it is and for trying to protect children. wanting to quit because this church apparently was mistreating children. No wonder the church got shut down and they had to run away to another state. The way the children are treated is disgusting and evil. Wow, she used disgusting and evil. That means the children were being treated badly. Not poorly, badly. It's a daycare in a church and she's using the word evil. That speaks volumes, people. Literally witnessed children begging for food. Oh man, this is gonna make me mad. This is gonna make me mad, I'm telling you. Begging for food to eat that is supposed to be provided with the tuition they're paying. Okay, so it's not even a free daycare, you know, for Sunday church or whatever. No. It's not Sunday school, none of that. No, so you have to pay tuition for this daycare. And then your children aren't even being treated right, and they're not even being fed. They're begging for food. But apparently the tuition is supposed to cover food, but they're begging for it. Wow. I don't even know what to say. This makes it so much worse. And if this is true, then Justin and Mahogany are so much worse than we ever thought. Now, they're already bad enough with the whole faking the loss thing, because that is just a whole evil of its own. But to actually mistreat children and leaving them to beg for food, oh man, that just turns my stomach upside down. But anyways, you know, begging for food that's supposed to be provided with the tuition, and the kids being told to be quiet and go sit down because they are hungry. Again, the tuition is supposed to pay for the food. You're not feeding the kids. They're begging for food. You're mistreating them. And then when they're crying and yelling because they're hungry, you yell at them to go sit down because you don't want to hear it? Man. If I was a parent at this church and I found this out, that church be looking for a new pastor. That's all I'm saying. I've witnessed a child with special needs put in a small room with, with the door shut while he cried because he was making too much noise. There's a reason why some kids are called special needs kids, because they need special attention different than the other ones. And then you put them in a small room because he's making too much noise. You're gonna traumatize him. You're traumatizing someone's kids, Justin. Apparently, again, this is all alleged. I'm not saying Justin did it personally. He's the pastor at this church, though, so he's 100% responsible for whatever happens. He is 100% accountable for whatever his employees do. So if there's neglect or harm or whatever, that's Justin's fault. If this happened at this church, apparently. I hope this isn't real. I don't want this to be real. I don't want no traumatized children or children having to beg for food and being neglected by adults that are supposed to be keeping them safe and protecting them and watching over them. I would rather it be fake. But again, though, don't take all this as fact. I'm just reading the material. I also witnessed him, and I'm assuming this is the special needs kid, being popped in the head with a package of baby wipes and told to shut up because he was crying. So you go from starving kids to mentally abusing kids to physically abusing kids at the church, apparently. That's disgusting. That is evil. That's why she used those words, disgusting and evil, because it is. They have no actual employees for the daycare, not one. So what, is everyone a volunteer? So they charge people tuition for the daycare, but they don't actually hire anybody. They don't actually pay anybody. That might be actually why people weren't doing their jobs. I mean, no excuse for mistreating children in the way they were doing things. I mean, that's horrible, but they're volunteers. If you're not paying people, they're not going to do their job properly. Although, again, if you treat children bad in general, just because you're not getting paid, you're just as bad as whoever hired you. I've been told to tell the health inspector that we sanitize all the toys and clean blankets and bedding for the children, when that has not been done since I worked there, and I've started 5.5 weeks ago. That is disgusting. So you were told to tell the health inspector that you cleaned all the blankets and all the toys and whatever else when you didn't actually do it. That's gross. I've witnessed babies and toddlers getting smacked in the head. Here we go again, man. Smacked in the head for crying during nap time. Have you ever dealt with babies before? Babies and toddlers are so hard to put to sleep sometimes. I've witnessed them take the children's water bottles and belongings downstairs to a basement when they said they had a roach problem just to get them out of the way. Surprised they give them water bottles at all. The children in the daycare are playing in there all day unsupervised. There are people there sometimes which are volunteers that may not only come but 2 days out of the week. On top of that, volunteers are only 11 and 12 years old taking care of 1 to 3 year olds. So they're not even adults. They have children watching children. No, that's not okay. So who's watching the kids watching the kids? They don't know how to handle babies and toddlers. They're still babies themselves. No wonder it's chaotic in there. Whose great idea was this? Who thought this would be a good thing to do? Well, We are talking about Justin and Mahogany here, apparently. And they already exploit their own children, and they know that they can exploit other people's children by making other people, grown adults, pay for a daycare where their children are begging for food and being mistreated and being abused. Allegedly. But all that's going on, and children are being taken advantage of to watch these other children because they're volunteers or whatever. But they're being used for like free labor. Justin probably called it discipleship because children don't know. They're not going to ask for money. They might just do it. They might just be told by their parents to do it because it's for God. It's for the church. It's a good thing to do. And children will not question anything. I've heard children fighting in the daycare and having to break them up numerous times because no one is back there. Again, you can't put children to like a position of like authority because they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to run things. They won't know leaving those children is a bad thing. They don't know that children can get hurt on their own because they're still children themselves. It's called situational awareness. Kids don't have that. And them running into the summer camp area to tell me someone hit them. One time I saw a baby running with a small toy in his mouth and had to chase him down to take it because, again, no one was watching them. Like I said, you can't put children in charge of other children. That is a bad thing to do. At least there needs to be an adult there to like facilitate everything. I'm not saying kids can't watch other kids, but there needs to be an adult there to make sure that it's all running good. And it seems like most of the volunteers were children. And the fact that that's a thing just speaks volumes. I've also been threatened to withhold my pay if the health inspection was not passed. Oh, okay. So if she didn't lie about how like nothing was sanitized, then, you know, she's not going to get paid for what she did, which I'm assuming that this is the one adult that actually worked for them. The rest were volunteers who got, you know, exploited by you know who. If your children attends this facility, there is a reason they do not allow parents back there. Whoa. So they don't even allow parents to go back to the daycare? Why? What are you doing wrong? The only thing I can think of is that you know something's wrong. You know something is going down that's not supposed to behind the scenes, and you don't want other people seeing, which is just really, really messed up. These people are paying for the daycare with that tuition or whatever, so they should be allowed back there to see what's going on. This is so Justin. I'm just saying that this is so in Justin's character to be like this. Again, it's all alleged, but it's within his character because you guys remember a lot of people in their community donated money to them, bought them gifts, things off their registry, everything, paid for meals. They did that. And then when they fake their loss and you question them and then they tell you to like F off and that they don't owe you anything. That sounds exactly like this. Here's your money for the daycare. Can I go back there? No, get out of here. We don't owe you an explanation of anything. You don't get to see or question nothing. This sounds exactly like Justin and Mahogany. To the T. And these are just some. I feel bad I waited so long to say something, but I'm trying to let as many people know as possible the Anointed Daycare is no place for anyone's children. And this is what I've witnessed and experienced. Wow, that must have been horrible to see children being mistreated and abused. There are no words. You truly have to be disgusting and evil to let this happen. Anyways, all you jealous haters, to conclude this video. Now, right here, there was one more screenshot sent to me, and it's actually like a reply within the comment section to this post. So we're going to read that. But FYI, this is the same person who made the post as well. This is the last time I'm saying anything about this because people are literally harassing me in my inbox. Oh, go figure. You expose disgusting and evil people. What do they do to you? They harass you. Go figure. Typical, man. That's like their go-to. That's what happens when you expose people. They freak out and their little cult-like following follow suit. Number one, I didn't wait to tell anything until I got fired. I addressed my concerns prior. Nothing was done, and it's the first y'all are aware. Yeah, I don't see why she would try to like say anything outward while she's still hired. Maybe she thought she could fix it. I don't know. But now that she was fired, she's speaking out, so I don't really see the problem. Number two, a report has been done and filed for those who are assuming there wasn't one. I don't get it. Why are people assuming that she didn't report it? That's so weird. She probably went to the boss first, tried to deal with it like that in like a professional manner, and then obviously she got the boot for her personality, and then she filed a report afterwards. Bet that's what happened. I was paid under the table. Oh, go figure. And I did not sign anything before hire. I was not aware of the laws I'm required to do or even how to go about this. So please just take the post for what it is, rather than for what y'all trying to put it together and make it seem. Yeah, so from what it looks like is that, you know, when you expose people for what they are or a business, the cronies get mad because it's their favorite church or their favorite content creator or their favorite YouTube family. They get so mad. and they don't want to believe you, and they'll discredit you to the fullest because they don't want to accept the truth, even though they know it's true. And if it is true, Justin and Mahogany are even more evil and disgusting than we thought prior. And they're pretty up there right now, because faking loss is pretty disgusting and evil if you ask me. It's probably one of the most heinous things you can do. But adding this on top of that, if true, they are the devil. But anyways, that's all I got, guys. I just want to expose this real quick. Gotta show the receipts and everything. Comment down below your thoughts. If true, what do you think? What do you think about this whole situation? Do you believe it? It's all alleged, but I have no reason not to believe this person. This was made 4 years ago, not recently when I started making videos, but within a timeline of his church. You know, it's just 2 + 2. But like I said, comment down below your thoughts. Let me know, I'm curious. And don't forget to like the video. It does so much for me. I appreciate you all. And subscribe if you're new, because we got a lot more coming. But that's all I got, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Okay, bye.